Hi guys, welcome back to the £100 a month Kraken Portfolio update video. Another month has come and gone. We bought up again Bitcoin, ETH, BNB and Solana. We did that on the 1st of the month. It's actually been a very red month across the stock market, across cryptocurrencies. Just looking at what we've had in now, just from the last 11 days alone, we're down about £13.75. If I bring us back to the dashboard, in total, that leaves us down 16.74%. That is £34.15. So right now, there are no winners. The big question is, where is all this money going? Where is all this liquidity going? So obviously today, this is recorded on the 12th, we had the SpaceX IPO. Now, the SpaceX IPO started at $135. It's already jumped about 20%. A lot of money has been funneled out of tech within the S&P 500. All of that was red. Most of that capital is being directed into SpaceX. The other thing that I wanted to touch upon, Cardano price. We had been trending down from obviously its peak during the bull run, but ever since about last month, end of last month, we have just seen it tank from about 22. It's recovered a little bit, but it bottomed out at 15 cents. That is absolutely crazy. Just the volume right now just is not here. This is actually a 6-year low for Cardano. Just depends on what your risk tolerance is. Do you think that Cardano is now a golden opportunity? Does it have a lot more room to grow now, or do you think that we will be seeing Cardano fall off of the cliff and then never recover? Let me know what you think. Alright, so just to finish off, this is the crypto market cap. So we're trading at 2.15 trillion, which is absolutely nuts considering Elon Musk is now the first trillionaire. At 2.15, we do pretty much match the other side of the head and shoulders. So that brings us back to about March 2022. As you can see, it doesn't always play out exactly like the last cycle, but it does have its similarity. Where do I think we are on this stage? Personally, I believe we are matching right here. We've just had this inflection point. Crypto started picking up again, and turns out actually bit of a bull trap. We move towards the downside. So ideally we were probably about here. This is still printing higher highs and then also higher lows, right? We're not seeing something like what we did with Cardano, and actually you're making, if we look at the all-time high, we go and we make higher highs, and then each time that this is the last bull run, you know, we peaked and topped out 285 last time, peaked and topped out at 121, right? There's a lot of new competitors in the space. There's just a lot of new altcoins that just soak up the liquidity. So what was hot and what was interesting at the time, whatever had the best narrative at the time, it's not always going to perform the exact same as it did, which is why you can't always trust previous backing data. But in this case for Cardano, we're just starting to see it fizzle out a little bit in terms of volume, in terms of getting those higher highs in. It's just struggling to break through, and actually we're seeing it make lower lows. So previously in the bear market 2023, looking at 27 cents or even 24 cents right there, right? So we have gone below that. We were struggling to keep above that 24 cents, and we just fell through the floor on new news. Okay, again, this is a very good thing for crypto because we're actually not going much. I think if we sank lower below these 2022 lows, this is sort of the bear market for 2022, you can sort of see this gradual run up, right? So it takes 2 years from here. Do I think it's going to take another 2 years again? Personally, I don't know. 4-year cycle, I still very much think that's a very real thing, but we have something that is different now, and that's the ETFs. So we have crypto ETFs, and there's been massive selling across the board, especially for the 30-day. If we bring it over to the year, we can see that this has so far been very much sell in May, go away. Extreme fear on the fear and greed index. Again, narratives change all the time. Just because it's extreme fear doesn't mean that we're suddenly right at the bottom. We could literally be in neutral territory when we're capitulating towards the bottom, right? So let's have a little look at the market cap. I personally think that we just have that room to go down. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be selling. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be shorting. It just means that I need to try and get the positions in now, bring down that cost basis. When we start seeing big opportunities like this, funnel in more and more money. And this is the whole point of this accumulation sheet. I think it's so important to note down what you bought out, what your cost basis is, what your average is, what your best performers, because each crypto will peak at different times. In comparison to all the previous all-time highs, you can see that Solana has actually caved in the most. We're down about 80% from those all-time highs, not from when we bought. Ethereum down 66% as well, so it's holding up a little bit better than Solana. Bitcoin only down 49%. It has actually lost the least value. I think that's mostly down to the institutional buying. So those were my buys for June. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, like and comment. Tell me what you agree on, what you don't agree on, and subscribe if you're new.